matchup between the visiting Scecina Memorial Crusaders and your Crawfordsville Athenians. Here are your starting lineups. Leading off for the Crusaders, number 12, the shortstop, Eli Phillips. Batting second, the catcher, number 8, the center fielder, number 2, Anthony Mitchell. Batting third, the third baseman, number 11, Drew Lowry. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 19, Owen Begley. Batting fifth, the DH, number 42, Taj Reeves, and he will be hitting for the first baseman, number 29, Sebastian Martinez. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 9, Liam Wright. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 15, Spencer Martinelli. Batting eighth, the pitcher, number 3, James Wellborn. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 5, Wyatt Cosmaker. The Crusaders are coached by Mr. Dave Gandalf. And now for your Crawfordsville Athenians. Leading off, the first baseman, number 21, Will Kellerman. Batting second, the second baseman, number 5, Carson Scott. Batting third, the third baseman, number 20, Josh Blackburn. Batting fourth, the DH, number 34, Austin Warren. He will be hitting for the catcher, Owen Bennett. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 24, Cam Saunders. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 25, Cade Fitzwater. Batting seventh, your pitcher, number 6, Jake Decker. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 8, Cale McCarty. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 29, Andrew Martin. Your Athenians are coached by Mr. John Froge, assisted by Rhett Welliver, Tony Bean, and Daryl Hobson. Today's umpires are Mr. Shane Kinder and Mr. Dennis Cladis.
Well, good afternoon again from Crawfordsville High School and Athenian baseball field, where the Crawfordsville Athenians go to game number 2, this time against Scecina Memorial, and they came from North Montgomery, where they lost to the Chargers by a score of 9-1, and so both these teams looking for a victory as your Athenians dropped a 4-2 decision to Whiteland Community. The Warriors with 4 runs and 3 of them unearned, so the Athenians need to tighten up the defense as we go to their second game of the day. Athenians come into this ball game at a current record of 11-9, looking to move on to 12-9, and looking forward to next week, getting back in the winning column on the Sagamore Conference Trail.
Number 12, Eli Phillips.
Well, here we go. Leadoff hitter Eli Phillips. It's good to be working again with Jeff Nelson, this is Dan Welliver, and Justin Duggar giving you the picture here today.
There we go. And, Coach, just a quick thought, talking with the Scecina coach as well as getting the lineup card. They very disappointed with their defensive effort up at North Montgomery. They said they had about 6 errors up there.
Okay.
So both teams
same disease.
They're both looking today at this ball game to play a little bit better on the field.
Number 12, Phillips at the plate. He's the shortstop. Here's a pitch, swung on and missed.
On the mound for Crawfordsville, Jake Decker, as he gets a non-conference start.
Here's a ground ball. Hits that 5.5 hole again, Jeff.
Yep. It's been a popular one today.
It has for the opponents anyway. So a leadoff single there as Phillips gets it in the slot between short and third. Brings up Anthony Mitchell. He's a center fielder. Jake, as we mentioned from time to time, working from the stretch all the time, but certainly now with a runner on first base, must work out of the stretch. Here's a bunt attempt. Pitch is fouled, and back goes the catcher, Owen Bennett, to bring it in for out number one. And that's another example, Jeff, of what I talked about in game one. Young men, they see that bunt signal, and they're going to bunt the doggone thing no matter where it is.
All right. Coach Gandalf down there, who one of the few times John Froge coaches against a coach who has been around longer than he is.
Oh, yeah.
Coach is he's a 1968 graduate of Scecina, but that pitch and that bunt goes up. He turned around, throws his hands in the air, just like any other coach.
Yeah. Here's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball that moves to the outside part of the plate, actually off the plate, and swing and a miss. This is Drew Lowry at the plate, the third baseman. Here's the next pitch, popped in the air. Let's see who's going to take charge. It looks like Will's going to get it. He comes all the way across to the mound and brings it in for out number two.
Boy, and that is just such good fundamental baseball, because you don't want your pitcher stumbling on the mound. He's one step this way, one step that way. You always want somebody coming towards the ball. Kellerman takes command of the field, and at that point in time, Decker went around him, went around the umpire. He went over and said, I'll go first if you're going to get this.
Well, that's why I like him. He's taking charge.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And, you know, he's kind of the most experienced player out there. And there's a runner going to second. Here's the throw down by Bennett. Ball into center field. Now he's going to go on to third base. Don't throw that ball. No. And he didn't. Runner at third now with two down. Bennett's throw a little bit low. Probably could have done a little better job of getting in front of the ball, but Bennett will get the error. Oh, Jeff, here we go.
Sure, me too. Right.
Ball was swung on and missed, so no balls and one strike. So Decker ready to go. Here's the pitch, swung on ground ball, first base. Comes up to Will, and he's got it to the bag, and that'll be all in the first half of inning number one, as Decker avoids any further trouble. So Jake come out throwing strikes. That's what I like.
He sure did. He threw one ball. He only needed eight. He only needed eight pitches to get in and out of that inning, and 7 of them were for strikes. The error does not come back to hurt Crawfordsville, as it in the first game. 2 of the 4 errors directly led to runs. And you were talking about doing, talking, taking command. I waited probably 20 minutes to talk with Coach Froge for some notes for my Journal Review story for Monday, and your reporters just get big ears. I'm graciously and grateful allowed to stand off the side and just listen. But Coach, without betraying any confidences, talked about that. Leadership, take command. Leadership, take command. The little things that a couple things they didn't do, knowing when to throw to which base, where to, that he spent that whole time talking about just that. And this is a very young Crawfordsville team, and even though we're playing the 20th game of the season, it's still a gigantic learning process, and there's a gigantic learning curve.
Yep, and again, you want everyone to have the leadership quality, but frankly, on a ball club, there's probably only 2 or 3 guys that kind of can do that that has the respect of everybody on the field, that has the experience to be able to do it.
Right.
And Will, I was certainly encouraged to see him take charge of that, because I would say there probably were 4 men on the diamond that might have caught the ball.
Right. Well, any infielder could have gotten to that. Well, maybe anybody except the third baseman, but pitcher can get to it, second, short, first, can get to it. So yeah, somebody needs to take command. And Kellerman, because of his experience in the outfield, experience at first base, experience as a pitcher through the course of this season, knew exactly what to do and made his presence known on the field. Very good move.
Well, Cosmaker, the catcher, throws the ball on down to second base. They gather around the pitcher, Wellborn, and we're ready to go here in the bottom of the first. No score, just getting underway here with game number 2 at Athenian Field this afternoon, and this is Cinco de Mayo, I believe. So I'm not sure we've had a Saturday Cinco de Mayo. I guess maybe we did sometime.
Well, it's been a while, depending on how you go back on the calendar.
Yeah, somewhere did.
It could have been as long as 12 years, depending on where leap year fell.
One ball. Kellerman lays one down. The pitcher over to his right, fumbles the ball. Here's a throw, and they still get him. Very close play at first base, but I really think they had him by an eyelash, but they had him. And so Will goes down 1-3.
Will put just a little too much gas on that bunt, and obviously it's impossible.
Either too much or too little. Jeff, you bunt it a little harder, goes past the pitcher, and nobody else can make the play in time.
Yeah, good point. It was bunted.
But you're right.
In
no,
big thick grass, it still got to the pitcher, and he had time to make the throw.
There's a pitch, and Scott, like he might have wanted to bunt too, pulls the bat away for ball one.
Well, he's hitting from the left side this game. He hit the entire previous game today from the right-hand side.
Here's a ball down. It's going to be close. Here's a throw. They cannot get it there in time. So another one of those base hits. Carson Scott on first base with one down.
Not doing the what-ifs. If Kellerman's bunt had been that less velocity, we'd have runners at first and second.
Yeah.
Carson's ball just had a little less velocity.
Oh, yeah.
Took more time to get to the pitcher, so he had to make a faster throw. And then Scott's just fast. I mean, he beat the throw. All
right, that brings up the third baseman, Josh Blackburn. Here's a ball that gets past the catcher. There's a play there, Jeff, and I talked to a few folks about. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a catcher miss a fake bunt. Mm-hmm. They absolutely lose their concentration on the ball, and that happened last night, actually. Here's a swing and a miss, and down to third without any problem goes Carson Scott. Throw late, and so runner at third with one down now. Now this is the important position to put a ball in play right here, although they're bringing the in. Unusual, really, to bring the infield in here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. This is going to hit him. And so last night, Josh was hit 3 times. And so he's, I said he had to get on the ice packs last night. He's going to have to hit him again tonight.
He's been hit more times than Sonny listed.
Austin Warren.
We'll bring up Austin Warren, Blackburn down to first. So first and third for the Athenians. I would assume Blackburn will be in motion in a pitch or two. Scott on that steal of third base, I just got to figure he stole it off the pitcher. He saw that there was such a slow motion as that.
There's your fake, but they're going to throw, and I don't know. We're in the wrong position. Not that we would have gone, but we should have squared to the play. So we had her back to home plate. In other words, we were backwards on the play down third there. But to second and third now. 1 ball, no strikes. Warren waiting to pitch. He's going to take a strike. Pretty good pitch to hit that time, but Austin not real hot at the plate here lately, and probably not as aggressive as he has been a good part of the season. Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed. He had a good cut at that one. Letter fastball, and he's behind on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, the important element here, Jeff, put the ball in play.
Any old place except for just a one-hopper at first or third. You know, you're looking at a probable run scored. Anything to the outfield will score a run.
Just pitched up high. Well, the infield's still drawing in. They just they don't want to allow anything here, but I was always a little bit hesitant to do this in the first inning.
Yeah,
you can open up a big inning.
The one thing you don't want to do is start giving up crooked numbers early in the game.
Here's a pitch. Swung a ground ball. Shortstop has it. He's coming home. The throw is high, and he gets under the tag.
No doubt. The tag had to come from way high. The throw was up way high, and you tagged him literally on almost on his backside.
Well, we're going to have to call that a fielder's choice rather than a base hit, but he does get an RBI.
Yeah, no doubt. And that gets the first run on the board for Crawfordsville. And that leaves runners on first and
second.
Scott
for 24, Cam Saunders.
Elected not to move.
Yeah, that was one of those plays we'd have liked to have been on third here. I think we should have, but you got to read it right. I mean, you can get a little silly out there and leap before you look, and then
the shortstop played it to home. I mean, if he throws at last second, decides not to go home, the guy breaking for third would have been dead meat.
Right. Well, the reason I say he didn't read it right, he is behind the pitch. He's got the play right in front of him.
Correct.
As soon as the ball's out of his hand, he had third. I mean, so not an error, but maybe not the
base running miss.
optimum
Base
result. But
miss, base running miss, yeah.
well, Saunders, with a count of 1-1, fouls the second pitch back.
That's straight back, so.
Down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike.
The Athenians with a couple of runners on, 1 in, looking to replicate the first inning of the last game. Hopefully they won't replicate the last 6 innings.
There you go. Here's a pitch down. So came ahead on the count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Just kind of want to look for where you like the ball right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's not where he likes it, but he's on first base. So sacks pack with Athenians here. That'll bring up Cade Fitzwater.
Well, that got Blackburn to third the tough way for Cam Saunders, and that's going to bring Dave Gandalf out already from the Scecina dugout.
Let's go, buddy.
I noticed on the lineup card that Wellburn's record is listed as 0-0, so I'm sure he is well down in the pitching chart. One of their volunteer coaches, a gentleman who I've met over at Indy doing the Little League World Series.
Oh, okay.
Little League Regionals, I should say, to run
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And we were just chatting. And he said, we are so out of pitching. You know, he said, we're just so out of pitching right now. So today may be one of those where, you know, a whole bunch of younger guys get an inning or two. You never know. And
well, you can tell that. I mean, we're never out of pitching because
yes.
we went to Tennessee. I looked at that thing and he said, everybody on here is listed as a pitcher except for like 1 or 2 guys, yep. And one of them pitched before we got out of Tennessee. Here's the first pitch in there for a strike. Cade Fitzwater. Cade playing center field.
Yep. He moved up from the bottom of the order.
Yes. Here's a line drive to left field. That's going to be down. Foul ball. Foul ball. That ball must have had a little bit of turn on it. I believe it was fair when it left the bat and when it left the infield. But
and the wind is just drifting a little bit towards that left field line now, so it may have helped it just a touch. So,
Well, anyway.
Straighten that one out and he'll score 2.
You got a better part of the bat on the ball anyway.
Sure did.
Down the count, however, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Here's the ball taken to the right side. Second baseman over should have it and does. And probably the right choice there. I'm going to say a runner, that's a tough running play. Mm-hmm. If the guy's catching it running with his back to the infield, you can tag and score a lot of times, even though that was not real deep. No. But he chose to come down the line a bit. If it was dropped, then he could score. So, that's 6 1/2 does another. Here's a pitch taken up high. Jake Decker.
Well, and the infield player had given the infield fly sign.
Oh, he gave it already. Okay.
He did, so
here's the ball fouled back. Well, one ball, 1 strike. Decker a chance to help him. Here's a pitch. He swings it up over his head. So Jake down on the count, 1-2. 2 outs here with the bases loaded. Bottom of inning number 1.
Yeah, he can help himself a gigantic bunch here.
Ground ball outside the line at third. Up and kind of tomahawked that one.
Last night in the Crawfordsville softball game, the third base Seeger coach, he was not afraid to try and pull down a few of those line shots down the line. Coach Froge knowing better.
Here's the ball inside. Count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jake takes this to the right side. First baseman going over. He's got room under it and has it for out number 3. So damage, but minimal damage for the Athenians.
1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors. 2 batters hit by pitches, and the bases are left full of Crawfordsville players.
So in the inning for the Athenians, they get 1 run on 2 hits.
Wellborn, though, has to...
But they left the bases loaded.
Yeah,
now,
right.
that's the bad
so
part.
Wellborn expends 26 pitches to get in and out of that jam. So that won't bode well later in the game if Scecina's looking to minimize their pitches.
Right. Well, Jake Decker on for his second inning of work. Jake's had quite a few appearances this year. I don't know how many total innings he's had. That'd be an interesting stat to check on because Jake actually threw some down in Tennessee.
Right.
And
right.
I've seen him.
And he's had a couple of starts.
Number of times, yes. And so he's
several times in relief. So.
He's a young man that has a chance next year to maybe pick up a few more innings, although as we have mentioned before, we really not losing a whole lot of innings of pitching, Fitzwater being the only one. And he's kind of the same case. He's been in and out, and got some innings, but maybe not what we'd consider major innings.
Yeah.
So,
well, and the bottom line on it is that this staff just needs to continue to grow and improve. Know what to pitch in which situations and what pitch to throw in a particular situation.
Yeah.
They're good grinders are getting innings done, but
you
just got to get some spot where we can get a critical out.
I think there's two elements, and one is knowing what the proper play is, how to make the play, but secondly to have the confidence to do that.
That's right.
These young kids, I'm sure a lot of their mistakes, mentally and physically, both come out of the same kind of a mental situation there. Here's the second pitch up, and the scoreboard has gone out, and we've lost our cameraman here to go fix the scoreboard. So,
when the power goes
anyway, the count is 2-0. Yeah.
Taj Reeves is up. He's a designated hitter, hitting for the first baseman Martinez.
Takes that pitch for a strike. So, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Scecina's record listed as 7-8-1, so they must have gotten a weather-aided tie somewhere.
Yeah. Here's a high fly ball out into the shortstop area, and Kale's over, under, and has it. So out number 1.
So bring up Liam Wright. Wright is the second baseman this afternoon for the Crusaders.
Wright grounds to third. Up the arm a little bit on Josh down there at third, but he gathers it in and makes a perfect throw to first base for out number 2. Boy, Jake, keep it rolling. This pitch count's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Eight pitches in the first inning, and this is he's only 5 into this inning. So another 1, 2, 3 will.
Spencer Martinelli, a left-handed hitter coming to the plate. Pitch is called a ball. The infield back all the way around. Here's a ground ball to second. Oh my. And we still got the out. Well, there were 2 things wrong on that play, but we got it out. Yeah, Will's going too far. Well, Will can't leave the bag that far. And you know what? The other thing about it, not just not staying in your position, and I like him being aggressive there, but it's a distraction for your second baseman when you run across in front of him like that, which needn't be and shouldn't. Not that it can't be that way and done right sometimes, but in that case, that ball was just never Will Kellerman's ball, and he needed to go back to the bag.
Yeah,
but nonetheless,
play by Decker.
I'm going to say we got Jake coming off and covering, and did a little fancy footwork to get his foot on the bag and out number 3. So pitch count is great for him there.
Seven pitches to get out of that inning. So he's thrown. I've seen some guys throw 15 pitches to one batter sometimes. So he's 15 pitches in. So Scecina's got a hit, but that's it. So there are no runs, no hits, no errors left in that half of the second inning. We were talking about Scecina, Coach, and I was talking with Coach Gandalf just for a second. And I was telling him the most famous Scecina, because he's a 1968 Scecina grad, the most famous Scecina grad I know is Bill Bevan, who is the official scorekeeper for the Pacers, and just retired after he is the only scorekeeper that the Pacers have had in 51 years. They had one guy their first year, and Bill Bevan for 51 years. He just retired. Well, Bill and I have been friends for forever. His wife is from South Dakota, as I am, so that has been another connection. And so I was telling Coach Gandalf, he goes, "Oh, I know Bill. Bill's part of our booster club. He does stuff, and Bill used to teach at Scecina. Bill's wife still teaches at Scecina, so we spent some time talking about."
Well, there must be more people in South Dakota than I knew. My pastor's wife is also from South Dakota. Here's a swing and a foul ball by Cale McCarty.
Heck yes. So, and as soon as I said something up from South Dakota, then the gentleman with the Little League connection, he goes, "What part of South Dakota?" And pretty soon it was, "Oh, I know so-and-so from somewhere up there, you know."
Next pitch, take it outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom half of inning number 2. Athenians lead it by a score of 1-0.
Yep, they scratched out a run.
Here's a pitch up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Third baseman just outside the infield grass. Here's a line shot to center, and that's a base hit for Cale. And he got that on the sweet spot.
Sure did. I was just looking at the score sheet from the first game. Was going to say that Cale was 0 for 3 in the first game looking for his first hit of the day, but he beat me to the punch.
Left fielder, number 29, Andrew Martin.
Well, it's good to see. Cale is going to be, I think, a very good hitter.
Mm-hmm. Well, his dad wasn't too bad a hitter.
No, if we can get Cale's legs to go just as fast.
Yes.
There's a patch that's high. We were kind of in a fake bunt kind of a situation, and it goes right through the catcher again.
Yep. Now Andrew doesn't have to bunt the guy to second base. He can go get a base hit and drive in a run, pick up an RBI. Been playing mostly JV role here, Andrew Martin, but he has done a lot of courtesy running for Bennett.
Yes. He gets hit on this pitch. He squares the bunt, but takes it on the thigh, I think. Mm-hmm. So Martin down to first base. Runners at first and second now, and nobody out. Well, we can appreciate the Scecina pitching situation. We have no idea how this young man stacks up in their lineup of pitchers.
About number 4, they were saying that.
Okay, well,
he's got no record because the coach's lineups card shows him at 0-0 on the
Okay.
game.
Here's a pitch, and we square the bunt, take it down low. Well, we're about even then, because I think if you put a chart, you'd find Jake Decker about number 4 on the Athenian chart.
Exactly right.
Top of the order, Will Kellerman for the second time. Here's the pitch, taken this time down again. Just a little bit too low. Third baseman keeps creeping in. He's well into the grass at third. Here's the 2-0, and Will's bunting. That's a high pitch, but anyway, they're going to take the out at first base. He got his job done. Watching Coach over here work with the dugout on that. That's one you need to let go. We're lucky he didn't pop that one up. That ball was way up in his eyes. But anyway, give a sack for Kellerman, and job done.
Carson Scott bunted for a hit and scored Crawfordsville's run.
Swings and misses at a fastball in the upper part of the zone. Decker away from third. Here's a pitch taken off the outside corner and fouled back into the net. So Carson Scott behind on the count, 0-2.
Scott Singleton scored in the first game also.
Here's a pitch. This is fouled back again.
That's back to the football field.
Cale McCarty coming off that bag at third. Martin coming off at second. Here's a high fastball swung on and missed. Boy,
chased about 3 high.
You don't see Carson has been a little bit off on his zone today, which I normally consider him really to have the best command of the strike zone of anybody on this team, but hasn't been the case today. All right, Josh Blackburn swings and misses. We got 2 down now, looking for a base hit to drive into.
Blackburn drove in a run on a sacrifice fly.
Next pitch taken into right center field.
Maybe.
Right fielder back cannot get there, and here goes Blackburn around second. Around 2 second, and he's going to go on to third, and that'll be a stand-up triple for Josh Blackburn. Brings in 2 more Athenians, and they lead it by a score of 3-0.
Boy, he absolutely tagged that ball. And there's the first thing that Coach Froge will talk to me about later. Coach Welber, the 8 guy and the 9 guy in the batting order get on base, and they get him in.
There's a line drive into left center field. That'll be a base hit. So Warren keeps the thing going. He's going to go for 2 now. Here's the throw, and he's in there with a head first slide. So really aggressive play there by Austin Warren, and give him a 2-base hit.
That's right. Change that 1B to a 2B. He already picked up the RBI driving in Blackburn, so the Athenians have put that crooked number up here on the scoreboard.
4-0, and Cam Saunders to the plate, takes the first pitch up and away.
Cam got hit by a pitch in the first inning. Was 0 for 3 in the first game this afternoon.
Here's a swing and a miss on a pitch that's down under his hands as he swings through. A ball and a strike. Here's the ball taken on the right side. The right fielder coming in. He's under it, and he'll bring it in for out number 3. But your Athenians in the inning come up with 3 runs, and they had 3 hits, Jeff. Let's see.
3 hits, that's right.
And so good start to this ball game, and a little better than we did in game number 1, although we thought we had a good start there too.
Well, we did have a good start. We just didn't get anything after the first inning. This game now, a run in the first, 3 runs in the second. You just keep that constant pressure on, and that just puts a whole lot more intensity on the Scecina offense. Then all of a sudden, we're down 1. Oh, now we're down 4. And, a couple more runs in the next at bat. I'll say, now we're down. And then at some point, frustration can set in.
Well, I say we need to see these Athenians come out on top on this one and get a little bit better feeling about this week and get a second win here in 2 days.
Yep, couple of tough ones. Tough is always the right word to use. For county matchups, Southmont is the opponent in Sagamore Conference play next week, and of course that's followed by 2 games against arch rival North Montgomery the week after that. But and then of course there's a Frankfort Sagamore Conference game to wrap up the conference part of the season. But at some point in time, a switch flips. You start winning some ball games.
Well, that's right.
Next thing you know, you're into it's an all Sagamore Conference sectional. So, and it's going to be played right here. No reason you just can't get momentum and get going.
Well, it's a new season when the sectional starts, and a new start. So, and listen, there's a lot of baseball to be played. These guys still have a chance. Who knows? You could run the board. You never know.
Yep.
The way this Sagamore Conference season is gone, you really never know. Mm-hmm. All right, here's a pitch swung on and lined, and that ball is going to be foul, just off the line.
This is Jamison Wellborn. 8th spot. He's the starting pitcher.
Yep, he got that in the right part of the bat, just pulled the trigger a little bit quick. So no balls on the strike. This ball's taking the other direction, and He quickly, Wellborn is down 0-2. Top of the third, Athenians leading by a score of 4-0. This one's taken outside, breaking ball that didn't leave a whole lot of doubt for the batter that time. Here's a pitch swung on a miss. Something off speed there by Jake Decker, and he sends the young man back to the dugout.
Number 5, Wyatt Cosmaker.
Cosmaker coming to the plate. He is the pitcher. He's the catcher, and first time at bat for him as he's batting out of the number 9 slot. He swings and misses at a high fastball. Here's another pitch, swung on a miss and a breaking ball down and away.
Just couldn't take his eye. He was too far ahead of it and tried to throw his hands out at it. Neither worked.
There's another breaker, but this stays up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a breaker line to the shortstop, Cale McCarty. Soft line drive hit off the end of the bat, but had it been properly placed from the Scecina standpoint, it could have fallen in.
Oh, it's not right at McCarty. I mean, it would have gotten to the ground pretty fast. So if it had been to that 5.5 hole that we've seen hit half a dozen times today, it's an easy single. If it's just over the pitcher's head, falls down as a bloop single. So it just hit right at it.
Well, that turns the batting order over. Phillips to the plate. He singled his first at bat. Swings at a high fastball and misses. 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning. This pitch is fly to center field. Over, under, and Fitz has it. So 1, 2, 3, and again. I tell you, this pitch count. I mean, he could throw 20 innings the way he's going.
10. Now he set a new game high. But he hit 10 pitches, so he's only at 30.
He hit double figures. Oh my gosh!
25 pitches for 3 innings. So certainly good on that standpoint. As Wellborn for Scecina has thrown 45 pitches in 2 innings. So several Scecina reserves are heading down the right field line to jog a little bit, stay loose in case they get called on later on in the game. If any of them have any pitching, and they have any pitches left in their arsenal, and maybe seeing them later in the day.
There's a couple of young men down there trying to climb the wall, but they decided they couldn't get it to the top.
Yeah. Time to give up on that. Yeah. Big thanks to the baseball parents for a great snack between games today. Big cup iced tea here for at least this dry-throated announcer to work on during the game.
Leading off for the Athenians, number 25.
Well, maybe we're not in shape for 2. You think, Jeff?
Coach, you and I have talked our way in and out of more scenarios over the course of our life. But it's just nice to have something to drink. You and I could talk all day.
Cade Fitzwater steps in. Again, he fakes the bunt and takes a pitch down.
Fitz flied out his first trip up.
Here's a pitch inside. 2 balls, no strike. Cade Fitzwater playing center field. One of 2 seniors on this Athenian baseball team.
It's almost like a trivia question.
That pitch is called a strike on the outside corner, and that was an iffy. 2-1. Man, I'll tell you, third baseman on the grass again. Here's a ball taken foul down the left field side, and that'll be out of play. 3 bounces on the roof.
That's the roof of the concession stand locker room.
2-2 on the way. That's taken inside. I believe I saw some today call a strike in that zone. Full count now.
I believe it was by that gentleman right down there.
I believe so.
Down the first base line.
Here's a ground ball right side. First baseman has it on a big hop, and that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the third.
Number 6.
Fitzwater's still looking for a first hit today. 0 for 3 and now 0 for 2.
Well, we move Fitz up, but maybe he didn't like that either. I don't know.
That brings up Decker. Decker likewise is still looking for his first hit of the day. He did lay down a sacrifice bunt in game 1.
Here's a ball popped in the air. Third baseman going over. He has room. He's under it. And the shortstop, I think, got a piece of him as he went by. But, good job by the young man there. He really had a little trouble focusing in on just where that ball was going to land, but he hung with the play. Causemaker with the catch and out number 2.
Guessing that the fences and the side fences at Scecina are probably a little closer because heading down the line there, he was looking for a fence and never found one, so he had more room to work with than he's used to.
Pitches a ball on Cale McCarty, who got a great line drive base hit his first time up.
And scored on the Blackburn triple.
Here's a line drive to left field, and that's in there. That ball is going to be stopped in the corner out there. Cale takes a big round and then holds up, and that's exactly what we talked about. Go ahead and take that round because they can't, they can't play on you at that point. So, and if any fumble, missed throw, he can then take advantage and move on down.
Absolutely.
Okay, with 2 outs now, chance here for Andrew to move things along. Here's a pitch that hit him. So Martin down to first base.
That was an easy hit. That one just came off his sleeve.
Yeah.
The first one got him on the thigh. So the average of the 2 wasn't too bad. But he's been on base now for 2 hit by pitches.
Well, here's Will 0 for 1 with a sack, I believe.
Yep,
and
that's correct.
So runners at first and second. 2 down. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Will has had a base hit today, I believe, in game 1.
Yes, he had a single and got stranded at third, and then he walked and scored in this first game.
Here's a ball off the end of the bat. The shortstop's coming up with it on to second, and they get the force out. Close play, but well done by the shortstop. So in the inning for the Athenians, they have no runs on 1 base hit and 2 runners left on base. We go to inning number 4 with your Athenians leading it by a score of 4-0. Totals look like this for Scecina. No runs on 1 hit and no error. For your Athenians, they were 4-6-1. So the Athenians already, I believe, doubled their hit total from game 1 today. So that's a positive note.
Yeah, I think your scoreboard's wrong, Coach. There should only be 5 hits.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if they go back and look at it again. Yeah, because Scott had a bunt single in the first. That was it. And then McCarty, Blackburn, and Warren had hits in the second. That makes 4. And McCarty had a hit here in the third. That makes 5.
5, yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where they... I don't know. Maybe they give somebody a hit where it was a fielder's choice situation. Yeah, that's the only thing I'd figure because there was not an error.
Nope. No. So, all right. Well, we'll continue.
We will not quibble.
Yep.
We will play on. Inning number 4.
As we've said before, it's the left-hand column.
There you go. There you go.
4-0.
That's right. Okay. Number 12. Or 2, pardon me.
That's Anthony Mitchell.
Mitchell. He's, what did he do?
Fall back at us here.
I can't read my own writing. Mitchell foul out to the catcher. His first at bat.
Yep. Bennett did a nice job of turning backwards. Actually, it was on an attempted bunt. So how that pop-out happened.
Here's a pitch, and that's down low. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Decker coming in sidearm that time. He normally doesn't.
All right.
Normally doesn't
Hey, I like that. 2, 3, and 4 hitting for Scecina here in the top of the 4th inning. That one's fouled back and out of play.
Yep. So a couple of them back over in the softball field, it looks like.
Here's a line drive. Where did it go, Jeff?
5.5.
All right. I'm not sure what it is today, but it's like there's some kind of a gravitational pull.
Yep.
The shortstop, number 11.
Blame it on global warming or something like that.
Third baseman.
You know, I listening up there, I do believe that's athletic director Bryce Barton on the PA, and that makes our 3rd PA man in 3 games.
3 games? That's right.
And they all do a good job, by the way.
They do. Bryce was on the PA for the girls' comeback game last night.
Yes, he was. Yes. Here's a long drive to left field, but we're camped right out in that area. And Martin brings it in, and 1 down.
Another one of those.
Number 19, Owen Begley.
Hit right at a guy. You know, that thing is hit 40, 50 feet to Martin's side. And it's a lot longer haul, but about 3 steps to his left, and he's ready to go.
That brings up Owen Begley, the right fielder. Runner going. Here's a swing and a miss. Throw down by Bennett, and they nailed him at second base. Looked like a little bit of a high tag, but the high tags are all right if you get it on him before his feet hit the bag.
That's right.
So credit Bennett. He throws Mitchell out at second base.
So that clears the bases, gives us 2 outs.
Next pitch is up.
Evens the count at 1-1.
Back up the middle. Here comes Cale. He's got it in the glove on to first base. Will snatches it for out number 3. Well, I don't know. He may have a few more pitches, but it's still a pretty doggone good inning.
4 or 5. It's only 8 pitches.
Okay. Great job out here by Jake Decker. Really economizing the pitches.
33 pitches in 4 innings of work. And the defense doing a good job of mopping things up, too. Picked up a caught steal there, stranded Phillips in the first inning. Then it's 1-2-3, 1-2-3, and this technically 3 batters here in the 4th inning. So Decker's faced 1 over the minimum thus far.
Well, I tell you, I was surprised, and I can't remember the number, so I'm kind of leaving everybody stranded on it, but Jake really throws the ball a little bit harder than what you might think. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's obviously not overpowering, but he's got a good little breaking ball, and he throws hard enough to, if you locate it well, he's going to keep you honest. And he's
if you can keep the hitters guessing just a little bit by location or by pitch selection or both, then you don't have to have a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Because even a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, if you throw it in the same place, hitters are going to get used to it. They'll know where to go get it. So,
well, I'm not sure about all of our high school hitters on the 92.
Not all of them. Not all, but a few of them could.
I'm going to put it this way, Jeff. If I get somebody who's going to throw 92, I'm going to feel pretty good about high school baseball.
I'll put him out there for most of the time. That's exactly right. So.
But, yeah. No, you're right, though. Location is just tremendously important because – well, you've seen it. Major League Baseball notes show the hitting chart on particular hitters, where their sweet spots are and everything. In coach who calls the pitches, but pitcher needs to understand, too, where's the hitter's weak spot? Yep. Well, here's Carson Scott at the plate. He fakes a bunt and lets it go by as a ball.
Reached on a bunt single and scored in the first and struck out in the second.
Here's a bunt down the first base side. Pitcher over, has it on to first base. And Carson leaping to the bag comes out second in that race. The ball got there just a little bit ahead. So one down here. Carson Scott probably need to bunt that a little bit harder in that case.
His bunt single was all location. We talked about the pitching locations, bunt locations. It got it in between a couple fielders.
Right. Here's a ball popped in the air by Josh Blackburn, and that ball is caught by the center fielder, the shortstop, really giving that ball a heck of a try. He was bound to get to it, but good thing the center fielder kept coming.
He had a beat on it. Mitchell called him off for the second out.
We're in trouble with this pitch count record getting broken this inning, Jeff.
No, that's right. He's a whopping 3 right now.
Yeah. All right, 2 down. Here's the pitch, and that's taken there for a strike. Austin Warren.
Reached on a fielder's choice, which scored a run in the second inning, or the first inning, excuse me, and then hit, legged out a double in the second inning.
There's a ball. Ball 1, strike 1. 2 down. Bottom half of inning number 4. Your Athenians leading by a score of 4-0. Pitch swung on and missed. Well, he got his money's worth on that swing. Here's a ball popped up. Catcher coming back.
Ooh.
Whoa, and the young man, he gave it a good try. I tell you what, he could have caught the ball, but as he followed through, I'm not so sure he didn't get a piece of the post. You know, that net bends enough, and he got into the net, but I think he may have just hit the pole a little bit. He seemed to be all right, though, so that's good. Young man gave it a good attempt. I don't think he found the ball right away off the bat, but he did get there and get a piece of it. Umpire taps the young man on the shoulder, and good effort. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that's taken for strike 3, and I'm not sure what Austin was looking for. That ball was right down the middle.
Right.
Okay, in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to inning number 5. Your Athenians lead it by a score of 4-0.
That was an 8-pitch inning that time for Wellborn. An update from up north, top of the 4th, Whiteland 5, North Montgomery 3.
Okay.
And here we've got the top of the 5th, Crawfordsville 4, and Scecina, nothing so well. Return a score for a score.
Well, right now it looks like Whiteland trying to be big man on campus here.
That's it. Well, talking with Coach Sherry after their game, and they have a 6-2 record in their conference. They're tied for first, and they have a doubleheader Tuesday, Wednesday with Mooresville, who they are tied for with the conference league.
Okay.
So another reason why they didn't throw their number 1 today.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're having a good season. They're now 11-8 after beating Crawfordsville 4-2, and could get that dozenth win, if you will, if they can hang on to lead over the Chargers. So, yep. Crawfordsville looking to rebound after that loss. They'd like to pick up their 12th win of the season as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think, we're going to look back at this season and say that this is a team that we're just going to enjoy more and more. So many of these kids got 2 more seasons after this one, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching these kids improve, and they will improve.
Oh, yes.
And some of the games that we just kind of let get away from us this year, I think we'll be able to stick them in the back pocket,
Won't get away next year. Cam Saunders on the mound now to get a couple innings of work in for Crawfordsville.
Leading off for the Crusaders,
Would expect to see him pitching on Tuesday against Southmont, so maybe
Yeah, I'm checking out there. Did Jake go to right field? I can't pick it up. Here's a pitch right there for a strike.
I'm going to guess. We'll just take a quick look because Kellerman stays there.
Here's a check swing, and let's see if they appeal, and they do, and say no swing. Martinez at the plate. Here's a ground ball, Oh, shoot.
Let me guess.
Hey,
5.5.
I mean, it's incredible. So a leadoff single here in the top half of inning number 5.
That is by Taj Reeves, the designated hitter. That'll bring up Liam Wright.
Number 9, Liam Wright.
Yeah, I put Martinez at the plate. He's being
Nope, yeah, he's being hit for.
Being hit for, yeah.
He's that big, stocky first baseman.
Batter steps out.
This is Wright, who grounded out to third base, his first trip up.
Throw to first by Cam. Runner back in time. I think that's probably, I'm guessing, but probably just a chance to give Cam a little more work on the mound.
It's probably better to give him an inning of relief than to have a full bullpen session. You know,
Here's bunt, right side, right on the line. Cam picks it up and throws high. That'll be an error on the throw. We have to give him a sacrifice bunt, though, I think.
It'll be a bunt base hit.
You got to give him a base hit?
Because I don't know if that throw was going to get him, much like you had talked about that.
Right.
So
right.
It takes away the sacrifice. It's a bunt base hit, and then the E1 allows the runner to go from second to third.
Okay, I was looking at the board out there. Well, we'll ignore whatever they do.
The left fielder, number 15, Spencer Martinelli.
So bring up Martinelli, grounded out to second base. Decker covered on that one. That came in the second inning. So runners at the corners for Scecina.
Throw to first, and that was close. He was safe. Our fans getting excited.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, he was stretched out, but Will's tag was about mid-body on that one. Boy, it's nice to have those left-handed first basemen, though. That tag gets down in a hurry.
Yeah, and it was a
batter
bounce.
square, and here's throw over again. Once again, he's back in time.
I think what the coaches were arguing on that previous throw over, Coach, was that the runner, I think his arms bounced.
Okay.
I think that's what,
He's off to the races and no throw as the batter swings and misses. Martinelli 0 for 1. A chance here to cause some trouble. Saunders the plate, ground ball up the middle. That is going to go through for a base hit. 1 run is in. 2 runs will score. Oh, we better cut. There's a bad play. There's a bad play. We've got to get the ball right to the cutoff man, and probably in that case, we should have just thrown it to second base. Really, there was no realistic play at the plate. No. And so, I tell you what, that's 3 hits in a row.
Number 3, Jamison Wellborn.
And it's a 4-2 ball game. So that brings up number 3, Wellborn. Jamison Wellborn is 0 for 1, struck out his last time at the plate. Play on, but both teams are in the play.
That's it. Martinelli wasn't far enough off for it to be a worthwhile throw.
Here's a pitch, swung on a miss, a breaking ball down. Well, Cam needs to get an out here. He's pitching in hard luck now. Everything they hit is finding a spot to get through. Next pitch is taken down low. Count evens. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a breaking ball for a strike. Nice looking pitch by Cam that time. He's ahead on the count, 1-2. Swing on a miss. A big sweeping breaking ball that time.
It's a big out. Big out, get that first out. They'll bring up the number 9 hitter,
Number
Wyatt
5, Wyatt
Cosmaker.
Cosmaker.
He hit a soft line drive to McCarty at shortstop. His first.
Yeah, that was a line drive that Kale had a chance to charge if he wanted to. Here's a pitch down and away. Good job there. And we do have Sammy Riddle behind the plate now, by the way. Batter squares. He's not bunting, and he takes a pitch too high. 2 balls, no strikes. Cosmaker at the plate represents a tying run in this ball game. Here's a pitch. That's right there for a strike. 2-1. Athenian infield back all the way around. Here's a pitch swung on and missed.
Two and two, 1 out. Runner on second, 2 runs in. All kinds of twos on the almost deuces wild.
Pitch swung on, fouled, and that's off of somebody, but I didn't see which one. Must have been Sammy.
He's the last one to put his helmet back on. We'll assume that. Give him a couple extra seconds to regroup.
Yeah. All right, we got a full count now. We got a base empty down first base. We really don't want to use it right here. There's a pitch swung on and fouled. So Wyatt Cosmaker making it tough out there on Cam.
Yep, 7th pitch of this at bat coming up.
Here's a line drive to right field. That'll be in there. We got to charge the ball in right field. Come up and ready to throw, and does so. Boy, that was a nice job out there. Decker really covered some ground, got to the ball early, but boy, we got a situation. Here's first and third. You about know they're going to run this. We about know we can't throw.
Yeah.
And that means a tying run will be at second base with
and it's the top
1 out.
Yep.
And, turn the batting order.
Number 35, Patrick Metzger.
So not a great situation here.
Now hitting for the Crusaders, number 12, Eli Phillips.
And the courtesy runner at first base is Patrick Metzger for Scecina. Oh, Coach Froge has brought the hook.
Boy, we're coming right back with Decker.
Yep.
Let's see.
So Saunders is going to get credit for 1 out. 4 hits. And he's still responsible for 2 guys on base. Okay. Didn't walk anybody.
Well, tough situation there. We really, the only defensive thing we didn't do, what I would say right, was the throw coming in from center field really needed to go to second base.
Right.
And if he keeps going, we make a good throw to second base, he's out.
He is.
So I would say other than that, it was just a tough goal for Cam there. They pretty much hit the ball on the nose. No plays that we could make out there.
Yep, 4 hits allowed and 5 guys faced. It's just one of those things.
But it's still a 4-2 ball game, and Athenians need. I tell you.
Yep, if Decker can pick up where he left off, get out of this mess here, and.
Well, Eli Phillips coming up is 1 for 2 on the day. Flew out to center field last time.
Singled in the first, eventually reached third base.
Pitching for the Athenians, number 6, Jake Decker.
So Decker is back here. Saunders moves back out to right field.
Well, I think you want to get this ball to the plate. I think he's taking, but he's faking. And we throw over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe just to see if you can get a guy leaning the wrong way.
Oh, that was. I'm not sure. Did we come to a pause on that?
Well, it didn't get called.
Reminds me of something.
Mm-hmm.
There's a strike. Here's a swing and a miss.
Yep.
So Phillips down the count, 0-2.
Metzger moves to second on the unchallenged steal.
At the tying run down at second, as we pretty much knew was going to happen. Well, only one down. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, and again he dropped down a little bit on that one and got it over the inside part of the plate. Phillips fouls it out of play. So here's one you might want to make him reach for one. Get that breaking ball down and away.
Riddle set up way outside.
Oh, there's a line driving in center field. That's going to bring in one run. Up with the ball is Blackburn. This time, well, okay. Where? See, that's a little better play that time.
Yep.
But in the end, it doesn't result in any change because they're going down to second base.
Yeah.
And so that'll represent the lead run going to second base. So we need a kind ground ball here real quick. The only trouble is they're going to take this pitch and not give us that chance.
Anthony Mitchell up to the plate. Single in the fourth inning.
Here's a runner going. Here's a line drive. Shortstop. He's got it down to first base. A double play. And there was a missed signal, I think, by the batter because we're not throwing to second base.
No.
That was fortuitous happening for the Athenians there. Ball hit right on the screws that time. But Cale Bacardi waiting for it and keeps himself under control calmly and gets a good throw to first base for the DP.
Sure did. And you were talking about a fortuitous ground ball. We got a fortuitous line drive because in addition to the missed signal, the McCarty was heading to second base to possibly take a throw or a cutoff throw.
Exactly.
So it took him right into the path of the line drive. So, he may not have been able to get it from his regular shortstop position. So however it all worked out, it worked out incredibly luckily for Crawfordsville, and a real bad break for Scecina because that ends it was a good inning anyway. They 3 runs and 3 runs on 5 hits.
Yep. So Athenians coming to the plate, still with the lead, but now narrowed down to 4-3 score. Both teams, although your count I think is different. The board still, Jeff, 6 and 6.
Wrong both ways.
And
the Scecina's got one less. Scecina now has 7, and Crawfordsville has 5.
Okay.
So they're wrong on both sides.
Well, I think what happened. Do you have 2 errors for the Athenians or 1?
I have got.
Well,
yes, I do have 2.
2's right. I know. Yeah.
Yep. And Scecina has none. So yeah, we'll go straighten them out after the game.
Leading off for the Athenians, number 24, Cam Saunders.
Here comes Cam Saunders. See if Cam can get us going on offense. Here's the first pitch taken down low. Cut the plate in half, though, didn't it?
It sure did.
Next pitch, right there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Junior Cam Saunders. Cam 0 for 1 on the day. He was hit by a pitch, and last time flew out. Here's a ground ball left side. Third baseman comes up with it. Now the throw, and he'll get Cam by a step. Third baseman almost lost his footing there, but maintained enough balance to get the ball on to first base. So 1 down.
Number 25, Cade Fitzwater.
Fitzwater 0 for 2. Put the ball to the right side twice. Fly ball to second base, his first trip up, and an unassisted ground out to first base, his second.
Here's a pitch in there for a strike. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. A little bullpen action going. I can't really see a number down there yet.
Okay.
Here's a pitch up and away. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike.
Top of 6 at North Montgomery. Whiteland up 9-3 now.
All right. Looks more and more like Whiteland's the big boys today. Here's a ball taken in left field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Well, that was maybe a fortuitous that he didn't get it all.
That's right. That's right.
Got enough bat on the ball to get it into the hole between shortstop and left field. And so runner on first with 1 down. That brings up Jake Decker.
Decker has fouled out twice today, once to the left and once to the right.
Long pause, then step off. Here's a pitch taken for a strike as we square, but pull the bat back. Coach Rhodes running through signals again down here. Jake steps back in. Squares. Then swings at a pitch over his head. Hell, that may have been a hit and run there. I'm pretty sure we don't straight steal with Fitzwater. Not in this kind of a situation.
No.
So that's why he swung at that ball up, you know.
Yeah. I got to go get it. Coach says I got to hit it.
0-2 now. Here's a pitch. Jake swings, grounds the ball to the shortstop. He can't find the handle, and he's not going to get anybody. So that'll be the first error of the day for Scecina.
Number 8, Cale McCarthy.
And the hot bat comes up. Cale McCarthy, 2 for 2.
And they've both been real honest line drive shots.
Yep. 1 to the middle and 1 to left. And a run scored for the shortstop hitting in the 8th spot.
The pitch, this one gets away. Both runners will move up. So that is a very intense, it's a good situation for the Athenians. Right. Advantageous situation in eliminating the force outs.
Yep, and takes away your need if you wanted to bunt this guy.
Here's a pitch up and in.
Now you can see if he can keep that hot bat going. Drive in a couple more runs.
So Wellborn starting to struggle here just a little bit. Oh, here's I kind of like it.
Yeah.
The young Cale saying, I'm going to put a 3 spot on the board. Ball down the way a little bit, couldn't get to it. 2-1 on the way. He swings, grounds the ball left side. Coach Frodes does an ole.
Evens the count at 2-2.
Need to put the ball in play, Cale. Here's the pitch. That's away. Good eye. Full count now, 3-2. Young man Martin on deck. There's a ball off the end of the bat. First baseman will not get there.
Too far. Too much wide open space out there.
You know, it's Cale. When he contacts the ball well, he's hitting the ball to left field, left center field. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I've seen him hit a hard shot to right field. Here's a pitch, and he takes that up and in for ball 4. And that's because, first of all, I won't say mentally he's wanting to pull the ball, but his natural swing brings him around, and he's going to pull most of the balls that he hits well. Where he gets in trouble is chasing balls off the plate, and he just can't handle those pitches out there. Yep. All right, Martin to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 down. Here's the pitch. This is taken for a strike.
Andrew officially with his first at bat still. He's been hit twice. Scored a run in the 2nd inning.
Tomahawks that one, and it's going to be out of play. Well, we got to say, Jeff, if we know the roster as we started the season, here's a swing and a miss on pitch up and in. I'm going to say Andrew Martin has elevated himself because he was not on the varsity roster as we started the year. Well, tough strike out there, though. We really needed that ball moved. Now there's 2 down, but it does turn the batting order over, and we've got Kellerman standing in. He takes a pitch up. I really think Martin was really close to a walk if he takes a couple of pitches.
Yeah.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. This is taken, and that was a wide plate that time. Strike given. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Sacks packed with Athenians here in the bottom half of 5. Here's a line drive into the left center. That's down. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score. Around to third and coming into second is Kellerman. Now we're going to score 3 as the ball gets loose. So, line drive left center field. Will Kellerman clears the bases. And the Athenians lead it 7-3.
More Kellerman heroics in the family.
Yeah.
The second baseman, Carson Scott.
Hey, come on, Carson.
Well, Carson's had a hit today. He's also struck out and bunted one to the pitcher. Thrown out. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Will getting a lot of attention out there at second. Here's a pitch swung on and fouled back. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. So, second time the Athenians have put up a 3 spot in this ball game. 4's looming out there, though. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. Mr. Brian Saunders had a glove out there on that one. It just wouldn't go through the net.
I think he was doing a better job of protecting his mother-in-law.
Oh, there it is. That's the most important thing, that's for sure.
You got to be sucking up to mother-in-law.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's close to Mom's Day, especially. You know.
Oh, that's like a balk. I'm not sure what happened there, except that he started to throw and then didn't. Well, you can't get anybody out there. Nobody called timeout. Oh my. Well,
here comes the ruling that umpires can make enough rules.
Because that was a balk.
Right.
That was an absolute balk.
He claims he called timeout. So I don't know. Maybe Carson starting to ask for timeout. Anyway, something screwy happened and it got.
We'll hope it was all right and it ends up all right. How's that?
And it got unhappy.
All right, Carson Scott waiting on the 1-2. This one's way high. Count evens at 2-2. They keep giving Will a lot of attention as the shortstop, second baseman move in and out on him.
It's a small party out there.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled into the net. Count remains 2-2. Here's a pitch. Nice job of the catchers getting out and scoring on that ball as it bounced. Full count, 3-2 now. Josh Blackburn waiting on deck. Here's a ball taken foul down the left field side.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here.
Carson's had one of those days. He hadn't been real hot at the plate, but he's had a hit in both ball games.
Right.
Here's the pitch, runner going. Here's a ball taken, and it's caught by the third baseman. I tell you what, we almost made the play because Will was stealing third, that drew the third baseman toward the bag.
Yep.
But give him credit. He readjusted, went back, and made a leaping catch to end the inning. But the Athenians put 3 on the board.
And they do it on 2 hits. There were 2 Scecina errors, one of which is not on the board. So
okay.
The board is officially falling farther behind on us, Coach. So, and Kellerman is left at second base.
Okay. Well, in any case,
wow,
that
30 pitches in that at bat.
That should make the Gold and Blue a little more comfortable in the field as they go out with a 4-run lead now, as it had been whittled down to 1.
Yep, and we have got Blackburn now pitching.
Yep, Josh Blackburn, and see, he's the same kind of guy. Maybe before we get another game going, we probably ought to look at some of these pitching stats. I think it's real interesting, the number of kids that I said it kind of jokingly when we went down to Florida about everybody being listed as a pitcher, but as it's turned out, that's pretty much the truth. We've had a ton of guys take the mound for the Athenians, and, as they say, you can never have too much pitching.
You can never have too much pitching, especially at the high school level. So all right. So now we've got technically our 4th pitcher of the day.
I'll move Fitzwater into third base.
Yeah. So that moves. There. Kellerman stays there.
Well, we got Jake moving to center field.
Yes. There we go. And Andrew Martin still out in left field.
Throw down by Sammy Riddle, and here we go.
For your Athenians, number 20, Josh Blackburn.
Top of the 6th. Athenians lead it by a score of 7-3.
Send a score up north and see if we
Leading
can get
off
an
for
update
the
on
Crusaders in the top of the 6th. Number 11,
Chargers
Drew
White
Lowry.
This will be Drew Lowry, 0 for 2 on the day, two fly ball outs.
Well, Lowry has played some good third base today. I'll say that. He's made a couple of 3 players. Here's a ball popped to the right side. Should be second baseman's ball, and Scott is right there to take it in. That was well done because they knew right away whose ball that was. And a lot of times kids, the first and second baseman, are shaking hands out there before. Yeah,
that's right.
Number 19, Owen Begley.
And that involved Kellerman, who took leadership on the infield fly earlier in the game. And that time Scott took leadership on the ball that got into the outfield grass.
Here's a ball the other way, but out of play.
Begley also 0 for 2. Unassisted ground out to first and a 6-3 in the 4th inning.
That ball's outside. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Fitzwater playing in on the grass with this left-handed hitter. Here's a pitch. That ball's off the handle. And a good grab out there. Carson Scott staying with it.
Yep.
I'm not so sure that wouldn't have been a better play for the right fielder, but I think Carson had called the play and stayed with it and made the grab over there. Carson.
He was able to make a direct line continuation. If he had done any of this figure 8 kind of stuff, he'd have never been able to get back the ball. He kept going straight back. So
well, it's another place where his quickness comes in.
Yep.
He's made some really fine plays this year. I'm talking, Coach. Here's a pop the left side. Now that's going to be a tough play. Ball right on the foul line. And Martin reaching back behind him, almost overran that one, but brings it in. And really, Jeff, I'm not sure whether it was fair or foul.
I think it was going to be fair. I really do. I think
he was, yeah.
So no runs, no hits, no errors. Quick inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitches. So Blackburn coasting along there, his first appearance of the day. So, and that'll bring the Athenians up at the bottom of the sixth inning with the 3-4-5 hitters. We'll have Blackburn, who has a double and scored a run. Austin Warren, who has reached base twice today and has 2 RBIs. And Cam Saunders reached base on a hit batter and still looking for that first hit. Looking back at Cam. He's looking for his first hit of the day, actually.
All right, Jeff, Drew Lowry is coming in to pitch now, coming off of third base.
Okay.
And
95 pitches for Wellborn. That's not surprising. So this is number 11, Lowry. So Wellborn gets 5 innings pitched. 4, 5, 7 hits allowed. He gave up 7 runs. Let's see if they're all. I think all of them are earned. No, I take that back.
They're also going to bring in a new third baseman, Mac Ayers, coming in at third. He's a junior.
6 of those 7 were earned. And let's see.
Now pitching for Scecina, number 11, Drew Lowry.
He only walked 1.
Leading off for your Athenians, number 20, Josh Blackburn.
Struck out 3.
All right, Lowry to Blackburn as we start the bottom half of inning number 6, and we still hold that 7-3 lead. Here's a pitch away.
Ball 1.
Josh 1 for 2 on the day. He's been hit by the pitch, had a triple. Here's the ball inside, 2-0. Last time up, he flied out to center field.
And the new third baseman down there, as I see number 50 finally, is Mac
Ayers, yeah. Here's a pitch up. Ball 3. So Lowry having a little trouble finding the plate right now. Here's the pitch, and this time he's got a strike. Blackburn fakes throwing the bat to the side. Pitch might have actually been a tad inside, but it was a pretty good ball.
3-0.
There's ball 4, down and away, and on down to first base, Josh Blackburn.
Number 34, Austin Warren.
Yeah, Wellborn only walked 1 and struck out 3, but he hit 3. So
Yeah.
got himself in a little trouble there because Andrew Martin got hit and scored, and Blackburn getting hit in the first inning helped lead to the run being scored.
Here's a pitch outside. Austin Warren, your batter.
A double and an RBI in the second inning.
Here's a pitch for strike, upper part of the zone. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Chargers got a couple of runs. It's 9-5 Whiteland heading to the top of the 7th.
Well, Lowry steps off the mound, fakes the throw to first base. That's legal. He's okay there. Here's a runner going. Here's a pitch taken. Throws down, and Blackburn's in there with a stolen base. Josh runs pretty well. Not in the category of a burner, but good, strong runner.
Yep, and he got a good jump, too.
Yes, he did.
He got a good jump off of Lowry.
All right, Lowry to the plate, and this one's up. Well, again, we don't know where this man would be on the Scecina pitching chart, but I think probably no higher than 5. Is that a fair guess? So 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, swung on. That ball's going to drop. That's going to get into right center field for a base hit. We had to hold up, though, and Coach Froge puts the stop on, as we should. And so first and third with nobody down for Cam Saunders.
Now batting for the Athenians, number 24, Cam Saunders.
Second hit of this ball game for Austin Warren. Coach Froge getting a timeout. Maybe he wants a runner down here. We've been running a lot for Austin, I've noticed. Where Austin has an injury or...
This is 27, I believe. That's cool. Is that cool?
Pitch hitting for the Athenians, number 27, Gabe Joyner.
Oh, I'm wrong. What is... Well, we don't have their numbers right here on this one, but they're on the other one, wherever I'm at. Yeah, he's... 27 is Joyner. Okay, here we go. Cam Saunders with runners first and third. Now we go to second base. There's a wild pitch. Here comes the runner to the plate. Here's a throw, and they got him at the plate. I really think the tag was not before the plate.
No.
It was put down at the back end of the plate rather than the front of the plate.
Yeah.
But a good recovery there by the catcher. Credit the catcher with good hustle and a very good throw. You know, that throws offline any. We're in and under, but the call was made out at the plate, and so one down now with a runner at second base.
Well, Coach can dial this back up on the YouTube.
There you go.
Tonight.
Here's another pitch that gets away. So Joyner getting a little exercise right away as he gets out of that dugout. He's been sitting there all day, Coach.
Day long.
You know, I mean, come on.
Well, he may,
get him out of there once in a while.
It's possible he may have played some in that 6-1 junior varsity.
Well, that I'm sure you're right there. Yeah.
6-1 road win over West Lafayette.
West Lafayette, yeah.
Congratulations to the guys on that.
Hey, Coach Tony Bean does a great job keeping those kids, the younger kids, it's a little harder season in one way. They're all wanting to play varsity ball, but you get them fired up for what they're doing. Here's a pitch down, ball blocked. That's ball 4. So on down to first base goes Cam Saunders. Okay, let's see. We're surely going to run again.
Number 25, Cade Fitzwater.
All right, Cade steps in with runners on first and third. One down.
Fitz with a single his last trip up and a run scored.
Yeah, placed one softly into left field for a base hit. Here's a pitch, not going. Ball taken for a strike. Cade kind of played that like he thought maybe we would be running. Looked like a fake bunt. Anyway, it's a strike, and Cam remains at first. Now Cam goes. Now we take. Runner goes. Throw back to third, and oh, my goodness. That's what you get in. Look at Coach Froge. That's what you get into with young pinch runners. You get the legs, but, the other part sometimes is not there.
That's right.
But a learning situation nonetheless, Jeff.
Yeah.
That young man will remember that.
Yeah.
One ball, one strike, one out. Bottom of 6.
And he will be reminded of it.
Oh, my goodness.
Too.
Well, he had to. That was a suicide squeeze, I assume.
Yep.
I'm watching Coach Froge because he's not kicking grass or anything, so. There's no
way he goes after a pitch that high, that outside.
Well, that's right. On the other, and the other thing about that is, with this young man at third, I don't think we go with safety because I'm not sure he can make that judgment when to go. Right. So here's a pitch up. Count evens 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, one down. Athenians at second and third base. Joyner a short lead at third, but he's creeping all the time. Here's a high one. Tomahawked out in left center field. We got the tag, we got the catch, we got the runner headed to second and third and home. So Athenians board another one, and the sacrifice fly that time for Cade Fitzwater. Kind of reached up, tomahawked that one, but he got the job done.
That picks up his RBI, first RBI of the day. And scores Joyner, the courtesy runner. And that brings up Jake Decker. Started out on the mound, went to right, came back on the mound. Now he's in center.
Here's a ball taken in the air to center field. Should be out number 3, and it is. Got good bat on the ball, though, but Jake kind of wearing the collar as far as the hitting today, although he did reach base on an error. Putting the ball in the air
one run
today.
For the Athenians on 1 hit. No errors. 1 guy left.
Okay, well, we're going to go to the top of the 7th with the Athenians leading by a score of 8-3. They came up with 1 run on 1 hit, and we had a runner left on. So Athenians have Josh Blackburn returning to the mound here in the top half of the inning, number 7. He holds the lead while Jake Decker will get the win for this contest today.
Yep, and a final from North Montgomery. Whiteland wins 9-5.
All right, Whiteland takes a doubleheader out of Montgomery County today.
Yes, sure does.
And goes home feeling good. Do we know who pitched for the Chargers up there today?
I don't know who started. I know that Connect came in and pitched an inning or so of relief. The note from my guys up there said that North Montgomery did not use a varsity pitcher all day until they brought in Connect in the second game. So,
got to do that.
Well, against Clary and Donnie, you didn't see the light.
Yeah, they've got a big week next week, like most of the teams, I guess.
Yeah.
But that certainly changes your capabilities of what can happen on the field.
That's right.
If you're going to use backup pitchers that far down the line.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Blackburn ready to go, and here's the first pitch. That ball's on the outside corner for strike 1. Liam Wright, and he is. I get him 1 for 2. Is that right?
One single and scored. Yep. Stole a base also.
Here's the pitch. Breaking ball hangs high. Fans wanting a call on that one. I believe it was a little bit high, although the young man at the plate was totally fooled.
Did a big duck on it.
Here's a 1-1. That ball's away. Sammy sliding out to get it. Pitch swung on and missed. Blackburn throwing something there that I can't tell you. Well, it may have been a fastball. I don't really think. It looked more like a changeup, actually. Here's the pitch, and that's a breaker down and away. You got a very slow breaker, but that was in a perfect spot and gets the strikeout.
Number 15, Spencer Martinelli.
That is the 3rd strikeout issued today by Crawfordsville pitchers. Decker got 1, Saunders got 1.
Martinelli, the left-handed hitter, steps in. He's 1 for 2. Base hit his last time. Swings and misses pulling off of that pitch.
Yep, single and 2 runs driven in on that single last time.
Blackburn and Riddle, your battery. Swung on and missed. That was even more down. Fitzwater out there at third base. McCarty, he's the shortstop. The second baseman, Scott. First baseman, Kellerman, around the infield. Pitch swung on. That ball's taken into left center field. Center fielder over. Decker pulls it in for out number 2. Martin, Decker, and Saunders in the outfield, left to right.
Number 3, Jameson Wellborn.
So, the Scecina Ball Club down to the last bullet here. Wellborn takes the first pitch for a strike. Wellborn has struck out both these plate appearances, so young man looking to put the bat on the ball here. Here's a ground ball. That'll be foul. So Blackburn ahead on the count, 0-2. Takes one more strike to wrap it up.
And the Athenians, with a rare Monday off, they don't have a makeup game to do. So they got Southmont on the road next.
Swing on and miss!
That's it.
So Josh Blackburn strikes out the final batter of the ball game, and your Athenians split this doubleheader today, losing 4-2 in the opener today, but coming back with an 8-3 victory over Scecina.
6 p.m. start. The Athenians' next home contest will be next Thursday. Rematch with the Mounties.
Yep.
Okay, so that runs the Athenians to 12-9 on the season.
Yep.
Going to Southmont on Tuesday with a 4-5 record. The Mounties down there are standing at 3-6, and so yeah, and the Mounties, kind of like the Athenians here, get a couple of wins on the weekend as they won last night and won again this morning.
Okay.
So they have moved their record, I believe, to 10-8. Is that right?
That's right. I believe
and
that's right. Yep.
so both teams getting some wins to go into their conference play on Tuesday.
Getting a little confidence, you know. Wins are one thing, and it helps
no question.
Helps to really help the confidence level.
Yep.
You know, because you use all the cliches you want, Coach, but it's that same scenario. It's an area matchup. It's a rivalry matchup. You throw the records out the window, you know, because you know some guy will rise up and throw a great game. Somebody will come up and have a great game at the plate, and you just sometimes never know who the hero will be.
Yeah, well, that's right, and you know, winning is contagious, but so is losing, and you know, I think that there's some truth in the old saying, you have to learn how to win, and. So youngsters such as take the field for the Athenians this year are still in that process. But you know, I think that everybody can feel good about this ball club and the way that they're heading. Don't have any idea how the season will end, but we know that this ball club does have some talent, albeit young talent, and they're going to still make mistakes, and there's still some learning to do, but I really think that, as I said earlier, we're going to enjoy watching these kids for the next year or 2 years, in some cases even 3 years. And
that's right.
We're going to see a program that you know, this has been a top program forever, so we're used to it.
Yes.
And the fact that we're kind of in the bottom half of the conference is weird. I can't even remember, you know, when that's last happened, and it will not stay that way. I can guarantee you that. So. Sure. Anyway, Jeff, I really appreciate working with you. I think we got one round in maybe last year. I think about every year we get at least one round in.
Well, we had a freezing game at Wabash College last year. We opened the season.
Yeah.
Terribly cold game at Wabash College, I remember. So a much nicer day today, and so who knows? Maybe we can catch up with each other yet on a Thursday night or something like that before the end of the season. Okay, well, we'll mention that the next webcast will be next Thursday at a 6 o'clock start against the Southmont Mounties. So until then, this is Dan Welliver for... I'm waiting. I thought you were just going to say it. I'm just finishing my tea. I was going to let you introduce yourself for Jeff Nelson. That's what I have my. I see. That's my bad. No, that's okay. Anyway, I tell you now. I got to start over again. Because, first of all, I'm envious. You had a big swig of iced tea. I shouldn't have interrupted that. I apologize. But seriously, we do appreciate working with Jeff, and we'll look forward to doing it again. Until next Thursday, then, when the webcast, we'll be back on with Crawfordsville Athenian Baseball. This is Dan Welliver saying good evening and good baseball.